à son Excellence Monsieur Dimitar Kovacevski, Premier ministre de la Macédoine du Nord.
Благодарам, господине.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I would like to offer my congratulations on the first presidency of Switzerland with the UN Security Council, and I welcome today's debate devoted to the issue of peace. Today's debate reaffirms the traditional and flawless commitment of the noble cause to peace, peaceful resolution of conflicts, and international law. I am especially pleased to be the first Prime Minister of North Macedonia to address the Security Council and to have the opportunity to contribute to this discussion. I believe that our current views should be founded on past successes when the United Nations and the multilateral system verified their effectiveness. Nowadays, when we have a moral obligation to contribute to the new agenda for peace, we cannot help but reflect on the experiences of the previous agenda from 1992, as well as the beginnings of our country's long-standing first and only preventive UN mission 30 years ago. That mission was widely regarded as a successful United Nations preventive action. The foundation for peace is strengthening the cooperation and prevention, and we, the governments of the UN member states, bear responsibility for this. It has been stated numerous times, and in our case, it has been proven in practice. Our first president of the Republic, Kiro Gligorov, in the difficult years of wars on the territory of former Yugoslavia, using his wisdom, responsibility, and commitment to peace, enabled peaceful reaching of independent and international establishment of North Macedonia as a sovereign state. In times of war in the nearest vicinity, we had our own national agenda for peace, which necessarily implied ensuring internal consensus, but also close cooperation with the United Nations, as well as with regional organizations, primarily the OSCE and the EU. In that way, preconditions were created for successful preventive mission, UNPREDEP. The spillover of the conflict was prevented, peace and stability were preserved, thereby saving countless lives and preventing unnecessary destruction. And what is also very important, trust was created, and the culture of dialogue was slowly but surely developing as the only way to overcome even the most serious challenges. It is through that culture of open dialogue that 30 years later, North Macedonia is an example country, a role model for solving open issues both at home and with its neighbors. We have taken an abundance of difficult decisions during the last 30 years, difficult but imaginative, and courageous choices enabled us to become a NATO member and begin negotiations with the European Union with a protected and acknowledged Macedonian language, identity, and culture. From a culture that hosted peacekeeping missions 30 years ago, we are now a source of stability and hosts of international negotiations between other countries. Mr. Chair, it is necessary to strengthen trust in our institutions, in the UN, in justice. In our action, we should be guided, above all, by the principles of the UN Charter, the peaceful resolution of conflicts, as well as solidarity, and by the need for active and permanent engagement to reduce suffering wherever it is needed. In that regard, the accomplishment of the Sustainable Development Goals are fully complementary to the insistence of securing more peaceful, more stable, and more just world for all. Unfortunately, today we are quite far from accomplishing that vision. The Russian military aggression over Ukraine, that is still ongoing, changed global relations to such extent that there is an urgent need to re-recognize our reference legal framework adopted by the founders. Their clear intention was to avoid the atrocities of war. And this time, as many times before, the Republic of North Macedonia firmly stood on the right side of history, on the side of the democratic and free world, on the side of the right of every country to self-determination. Today, all of us together must again stand on the side of peace and recommit ourselves to respect the Charter of the United Nations. As an equal part of the then Federation, which was among the founders of the UN, but also as a country which 30 years ago acquired its own independent place in this organization, the Republic of North Macedonia raises its voice and shares the ultimate concern for the crisis that is pressing the United Nations organizations, but also the international legal order, world peace and stability. The new agenda on peace of the Secretary General Guterres is a chance that must be used in function of creating conditions for a united action, being aware of the growing risks. Tomorrow will ask us what we have done today, as today we wonder why we did nothing yesterday. We need peace now and immediately. Thank you, and I would like to extend my gratitude for this opportunity to address the Council of the United Nations. Thank you.
Je remercie Son Excellence, Monsieur Dimitar Kovacevski, de sa déclaration. Je donne maintenant la parole à Son Excellence, Madame Anna Lührmann, ministre d'État de l'Allemagne.